Is that desperation? I mean, maybe, but perhaps it's mostly because you don't practice patience. Never make a decision in a moment because you think that moment has a shelf life. That's not a good reason to make a decision, and that's not a really good read of the moment. If the moment isn't right, be patient. And lack of patience is not necessarily better either. Lack of patience leads us to pull the parachute on a situation and or an opportunity or a first date or a second date because you couldn't fight through some initial awkwardness or some early ick and allow the moment and the opportunity a chance to breathe. So like wine, you got to let it breathe. But because we aren't patient and it doesn't feel exactly the way you wanted to in the way you want it to, when you want it to, rather than continuing a bit further down the road with the person or with the date to get to that point, you Goldilocks it. He is not funny enough. She isn't listening enough. They aren't interesting enough. Blah, blah, blah. Yet. Well, yet, capital Y-E-T, is patience. And yet is such an overlooked and underused word, and it is a big ingredient of patience. The most common way it's used, at least in the dating world, is I just haven't met the right one yet. I just haven't met the right person yet. Well, you have many times, but you just lack the patience to recognize it or to see it through or to allow the opportunity to evolve and flourish. Yet is better used in a way like the day isn't over yet. I have yet to reach my full potential. I have yet to see the outcome. We have yet to get there. So that is what you should do by not making the yet about somewhere else. You're making the yet about you. When yet is about you, you're giving yourself the hope. You are opening the opportunities and the possibilities. And yes, you are practicing patience. And patience also means control of your own timeline, taking ownership of your dating status and your dating outcome and your dating fate. That is what taking control means. Doing things when you want to do them at the pace you desire, whether that is, sex on the first date or I love you on the third night or seeing nobody for 6 months. That's up to you. When you want, how you want, in the way you want. There's no judgment, no concern, no outside influence. That is patience, that is control, and that is power, because all of this is where the power of patience can be manifested. And I hate the word manifested generally because manifest seems to be making a wish. But no, taking the power of it means that the manifesting is going to be the result. It's constantly moving forward. It's constantly looking ahead, but it's also about awareness. You have to be aware that it's going to happen. It is coming. It is out there. So just because you aren't thrilled at 30 doesn't mean you won't be at 40 or 50 or 60. If you live to, if you look at 60 now, you still have a long, long way statistically to go in your life. So that is not towards the end. That's actually somewhere in the middle. So if you're not happy at a certain age, doesn't mean you won't be or won't find everything you want at a later age. Just because you didn't see anybody on Tinder tonight that caught your eye doesn't mean you won't tomorrow. Hope meeting patience equals possibilities. So, just fucking chill emotionally. Tomorrow is another day. The next date is the next chance. It's not I'm going on yet another first date. It's I'm going to have yet another first date. See the difference? See how the difference in the mindset matters? It's just so subtle, but it's so important. I am happy, me, Brian Christopher Howie, because I waited to be happy. And I did the work, and I took the time, and I made the mistakes, and I dated the wrong ones because I always believed in the outcome. And if you believe in the outcome, it is a lot easier to be patient. Now, won't that make you excited to get there and make you be a little less impatient? I think that that's the answer because, as I said before, patience is a practice, and patience takes practice. You got to think this is not as good as I can do or as good as it can get. It can get better, and it will get better. And that always starts with you. Be better. Just be better. If you're better, your relationships are going to be better. Your opportunities are going to be better. Your dating pool will be wider and deeper and probably, and really importantly, cleaner. Wouldn't you want a cleaner dating pool? Wouldn't you want a crystal clear dating pool? Be patient. So be patient that you aren't quite where you want or need to be. Improving yourself, and we've done I don't know how many episodes on that in the last couple of years. That is practicing patience. It's taking the time to get yourself to where you want to be. And a better you is the reward for patience. You are always in control of your dating outcome. Always. I cannot emphasize that enough. Maybe you don't recognize that control. Maybe you can't handle or don't ultimately want that control, but you have it. And having that and knowing that should allow you to be patient. Maybe you won't meet the ultimate great love of your life until you are 45 or 55 or 85. There's a lot of stories about people who fell in love and got married at 85. And isn't that worth waiting for? I mean, wouldn't you rather wait for the right relationship than settle for the wrong one? I mean, people are just feel like, oh, I'm stuck in here and I'll get out of this in 8 or 10 or 15 years. That's not patient. That's being stubborn, and that's being stupid. It just takes time used in the right way, and it just takes patience. If you're patient, it can happen. I mean, me, why didn't I get married at 25? Because I didn't want to be divorced at 35. That didn't seem pleasant to me. That didn't seem pleasant, handing off my kids to somebody else in the Jack in the Box parking lot every other weekend. I didn't like that. That maybe that's not so scary, probably isn't the right word, but maybe that isn't enough of a deterrent for people, that vision, but didn't seem good to me. So, when people said to me, oh, how come you hadn't married? Was it because I was an imperfect person? Probably, yes, I was, and most definitely still am, but I was patient. I know what I wanted. I knew what a relationship was supposed to feel like. I understood what the right relationship would look like, and the patience allowed me and will allow you to see that vision through. So remember those kids up on the shelf that we talked about 15, 20 minutes ago? I just don't think because you want to have kids, you should be impatient with your partner or finding your partner. It's not a fun way to live, and it's not the right way to love. You need to take your time and get it right. And when you do that, things usually do work out the way you want them to. So patience isn't about being too picky or overly picky. It's about letting possible partners pass by, and it is about it isn't about letting possible partners just pass you by like, nope. It's about letting the story be told. And the story is your story, and your story has a ton of chapters. And if you read the last chapter first, just because you were impatient, you ruin the book. And I know some people do that. And if you're somebody who does that, you are not a patient person in a lot of ways. And you certainly don't enjoy the act of reading the book. And you certainly aren't enjoying the act of living your life. Let it breathe. Let it unfold. The ending will be so much more satisfying that way. And that is the power of patience. So, again, you are persistent in your patience. You are empowered by your patience. You are purposeful in your patience. And you are passionate with your patience. All of those things. You own the present. You control the outcome. And you are excited about the possibilities and your existence. And I get that it's not easy, especially now. That's that whole little expiration. I know it's a lot to balance, and we are and have always been, an impatient culture. We want immediate answers, and we want immediate satisfaction, and we want instant gratification. Now, me, more. Not him. not her, not them, next, maybe, nope, next, hello, goodbye, why me, why not, why, all those things. It's just the way we live our life. Our brains, we just sort of filter through, on to the next idea, on to the next thing. Even our news cycle is so like, huge story today, forgot about it tomorrow, move on to the next thing the next day. And that's the way we are now, and that doesn't really create an environment of stillness and of calm and of patience, because there's so much stimuli and so much information, and you just like, you're trying to grab it all or you're trying to swat it all away. And neither one of those things are sort of what you're looking to do to sort of embrace a moment or an opportunity. So you just got to chill. And I know that's a word people don't want to hear. When people say just fucking chill, that's going to make you not chill. But I'm going to say it another way, and it's the way I said it earlier on. Practice patience, because it's coming. You got to wait for it. You got to hope for it. You got to enjoy it. And to get there, you need to be patient with it. So, because you have been very, very patient with a lot of things, all of us have, I hope, or we have at least learned from our little timeout. The live, not even the virtual Great Love Debate live tour kicks off again October 7th in Dallas, Texas. So if you are in North Texas, in the Metroplex, as they say, come on by. It's going to be fun. It's going to be safe. It's going to be a little more distance, but we will have all of the love and laughs that you know from our live shows. Shoot us an email, greatlovedebate@gmail.com, to give us your thoughts on patience or hope or any of those other things. Your thoughts on it, your experiences with it, or your questions about it. greatlovedebate@gmail.com. Please, as always, like, share, subscribe, and review this podcast. Your reviews mean a lot in the podcasting ecosystem. Go to rate this podcast/GLD. That makes it very, very easy to do. We have a very fun episode coming up where we do a real-time analysis of some dating profiles, where we do it real-time, live, and we try and pick out the ones that you should give a chance to, and the ones you should be patient with, and the ones you absolutely need to run in the other direction from. So that's going to be fun. We have a Tournament of Terrible Choices episode coming up. We have a listener letters coming up, and we have some pretty good, really good, actually, celebrity guests coming up. So as always, at the Great Love Debate, we never stop making love. See you next time.